I have just completely emptied my bank account, taking a huge risk buying this wrecked Mercedes AMG GT. Thanks, mate. And it's pretty mashed. For me, the AMG GT is a dream project. There's so much potential in one of these cars. So when I saw this one pop up for bids on Coparts with what only looked like a front end knock and airbags, I had to snap it up. But I never could have predicted how many secrets this car is hiding. Well, it had a private plate on it. First thoughts?
I actually like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I never seen that.
Dead man will get that out.
I don't know about that, mate.
Do you think so?
No, that's pretty bad. And we're not off to the best start because I've already seen some damage which I didn't know was on it, which is great. But there's not much which is good because full front end wrecked, door, mirror, not so good. Rear quarter, this is the damage I didn't know.
That looks very bad.
It's pretty bad, yeah.
Bit of fist in that.
Now the worst part isn't any of this, but let's get it back home and inspect it properly. Someone's nicked the Mercedes badge. She's not looking good, is she?
No, it's not looking good, bro.
Oh, I'm worried. This is already looking expensive. To try and ease the blow, we thought we'd best introduce ourselves to our new friends at Mercedes-Benz and see how much they'd want to fix my car.
You're more than welcome to bring it down and then get them to have a look. There's no problem at all.
Is it, I can pop it down today, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. We'll be about 50 minutes.
Okay, no problem at all.
Alright, thank you.
Alright, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
So on the way back, we took the new project down to the Mercedes main dealer to see how much they'd charge for fixing it, but Ethan, being a BMW man, didn't like the idea of going here. Hey, I'm Chris, nice to meet you.
How you doing?
Yeah, good. Just need to get a quote on getting some stuff fixed on it, really.
Cool. I'll grab our body shop manager. I think you need a few of them.
Might need a price list as well.
Oh, it's not yours?
It is mine, yeah.
Oh, right.
It's now.
You bought it like that?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Bit of a brave move.
So we nervously waited for the body shop manager.
What do you think to it? First impressions? What's happened?
It's been crashed. Just trying to see what the plan of action is from here, really, on what's best to do with it. So he then went around assessing the whole car, finding all sorts of damage that we couldn't have seen in the photos. And his verdict wasn't good.
Well, from my point of view, this is a bigger job than what we would take on here. I don't envy you boys, I'll tell you that. I wouldn't want to be diving into this. That's a commitment you've made there.
It is, isn't it? It is.
Yeah. What made you do it?
It didn't look that bad.
And then you rocked up and you were like, oh, yeah.
Have you got a battery in stock for it, do you reckon?
I don't know, I can get a parts advisor to come speak to you though if you want.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Can we go inside because I need a week?
Yeah.
With a less than positive response from Mercedes saying they wouldn't even take on this job, it was time for us to get this home and give it a go ourselves. So the first thing we had to do was get it off the trailer, which means getting the steering lock off, and in order to do that we need to get in the engine bay to access the battery to hook up a jump pack. Is it? Oh, it'd be a little tab, wouldn't there?
Oh yeah.
You doofus. Hey!
The engine!
The engine's all the way back here. Which makes this car, actually, even though the engine's in the front, mid-engine.
I could get lost in that engine bay.
It's huge, isn't it? For perspective to how big this engine bay is. This is literally as long as me and I'm 6'2".
Minus 10 inches.
Maybe not 10. But. So right now what we need to do is try and get the handbrake off, presuming that's on, get it into neutral, and then roll it off the trailer, down the hill, into my neighbour's house. It's probably how it's going to go, isn't it? Probably. Now I don't want to try and start this car at the moment for one good reason. Because we have a huge oil leak. Catastrophic, some might say.
Huge.
Hold on, I'm just getting my key off my wing mirror. Wow. This windscreen's got an arse print in it, the defo. I'm ready.
Any live?
Nothing. Okay, yeah, we've got absolutely nothing in here, mate. Dead as a dodo. Which is always good. Oh yeah, we have. Lights are on.
You got power?
Yeah. 26,000 miles on the clock.
Ooh.
She's fresh.
She just ran in.
I know, yeah. Perfect timing for me to ruin it. So now we want to try and get the handbrake off. Please turn on the ignition to release the handbrake, it said. So foot off the brake.
There's a key in.
Key's here. Don't put the key in this.
Is it keyless?
I hope so. Oh, I remember something about these. Yes. You've got a little key slot just here. That's the ignition on, I think.
Okay.
So now I should be able to, whenever I try and take the handbrake off, turn on the ignition to release the parking brake. Oh, I've still got to press this. Ah, there we go.
Oh,
Restraint system malfunction. I wonder why.
I think they're all right.
Okay, let's try and get this handbrake off. Yeah. That's a nice, satisfying sound. Ooh. Did you hear that?
Yeah, the handbrake's off.
Yeah, my foot's on the brake.
Is it neutral?
No, it's in park, but we can try it.
Oh no.
No, nothing.
Oh no.
So currently we are stuck in P. Do you know what I'm thinking already?
What?
Looking at this interior, how much of a nightmare is this dash going to be?
A nightmare.
It is going to be a big nightmare.
Now there is a way of putting this car in neutral underneath, but with it being on the trailer it was tricky to get under there. So instead of doing that, we ended up putting the back wheels on Ethan's skates and then getting the car in position ready to get it off the trailer.
Right, the AMGA is now loaded on to Ethan's fancy skates and hopefully they should make it nice and easy to get off. I suppose we're going to see, but now the rear wheels should roll pretty easily. I'm hoping the front wheels still steer and then we can get into the garage and take a proper look. And a huge thank you to Ethan at Stealth Movements for picking up my new project. If you need a nice car or a rubbish one moving, he's the man for the job.
Nice car, rubbish one.
Links are going to be in the description. Oh no, did we break this bit?
But even though the back wheels were free, there was something stopping us being able to turn the steering wheel.
So that is why we can't lock the wheel over. Yes. The wheel is just hitting that. Yes.
Yes.
So the wheel was stopping being turned by this radiator mounting bracket which had been pushed backwards towards the wheel in the crash. And the only solution that we could think of to get it so we can actually steer this car is to hook up the winch to that section and try and pull it back into shape.
Well, it's kind of working. That'll do. Stop it. Yeah, that should do it.
Yeah?
Yeah, that worked surprisingly well.
So as the heavens opened and it started pouring with rain, we could start unloading this new project and getting it into the garage.
Well, she is in as best as we can get it. So we're going to have to work with the door open for now because otherwise we're not getting to the front end, but we can't lock the wheel anymore because there's something here stopping it, some sort of slam panel. And it's making things a bit difficult, isn't it, Eve?
I'm blowing out my arse, man.
Let's go around the car quickly. Damaged areas, we've got front bumper, headlights,
bonnet,
wing, that's alright. This wing mirror looks okay bar a scratch, so maybe we can save that. Door, scratched. Rear quarter, this side, actually okay. Let's see what it's like underneath the tape. I'd say it's like Christmas Day, but not as glamorous. Oh no.
Oh, no way.
A-pillar is not good, we've got a dent there. This wing is shot. This door is dented and scraped, but should live another day. Wing mirror, is this one okay? It's got a bit of a scrape on it. Then windscreen is...
Watch light.
Oh. Yeah, that windscreen's pretty done for.
Oh, can I go again?
You reckon? Yeah. Do you reckon chips away will be able to just put a little patch in it?
We'll take that Morrison.
Yeah. That is really bad. That is the worst windscreen I've actually seen, I think. Don't know about you.
Look like mine when I, yeah. I won't go there.
R.I.P. to that man. Definitely need a new windscreen, but worse than that, the roof is glass, and although on the main part of it looks good, big crack. Can you see that? And then big crack damage there. So, roof not good either. This rear quarter, however, the A-pillar, I think it's got a little scrape on it and a tiny dent, but nothing major, until, boom, there. That's not good either. So we're gonna need a repair here. Again, this is gonna be Ali. So that's going to be a nightmare. Have we actually got a good panel on this car, do you reckon?
Yeah, the bumper.
So we've got damage on the back bumper, both quarters, both doors, both wings, the bonnet, the front bumper, and the roof. Interior, yeah, that's done for. So, dash airbag gone, knee airbag on the passenger side gone, steering wheel airbag gone, and knee airbag gone. So even though slightly different damage to some of the other cars I've done, it's still a big job. Is this the biggest one I've ever tackled? Let me know what you think down below. So if you enjoy watching people like me gamble everything on stupid car projects, please do consider subscribing, because I'm going to need every single one of yours help to get through this project. But Ethan.
Yes.
I think there's no point wasting any more time.
No, let's get on with it.
I think we need to get that front end stripped, and then try and get it at a better angle.
Yeah, let's get cracking.
Let's do some stripping.
Yeah. It's not that bad, is it? Can't be worse than the X3.
Do not say that. Do not say that.
So now that the car is back home, we can start with the strip down and see how much stuff we're actually going to have to replace in order to get this car back on the road.
What do you want to do? Do you want to take problems or not? Look, all this brick dust, isn't it? Like,
There is a lot of brick dust going on up there,
it's
isn't
like
there?
mortar, look.
But how long has it been sat for?
Look.
It does look like a chunk of brick, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks like pointing.
If anyone knows what's happened to this car, or knows someone who knows, please get in touch with me on my Instagram. It's just at the bottom of the screen right now, because I am dying to know how this crashed. Is this bit okay?
It looks okay to me.
I think that's okay. Now, down here is probably the cause of our oil leak. We have oil cooler lines. So I think the oil cooler lines at the end are slightly bent, so I'm probably going to need to replace them. Okay, anyway, back on with the strip down, I guess. Headlights next. There doesn't look like there's much holding this one on. You already took the bolt out for that one, didn't you?
Yeah.
Huh.
Easy.
There's just one bolt.
I think there's another one back here, but
I'm guessing it's broken.
yeah.
Ah.
Watch.
Yeah.
As if I'm actually working on a Mercedes.
Is it making you feel a bit ill?
Yeah, that's why I'm about to sit down for a minute.
It's not a BMW, so Ethan don't like it.
And now I can pull off the passenger side headlight as well. There wasn't really much holding it on because every mounting point had broken, so all I had to do really was pull it out and unplug it.
Okay, now we've got all that off, the next thing I think we need to take off is this. Now the good news is, I think it is a bolt-on piece, so fingers crossed that should be replaceable and not mean any of the dreaded chassis damage, because if it's got that, we all know how big that job could be.
And the first part to removing that is exposing all of the bolts for it, which means removing some of these plastic trims, but this was hiding something that I really didn't want to see. So just when I thought this car couldn't get much worse than what I'd imagined it'd be, we found this.
I've just seen something very bad. No! Things might have just got a bit worse already. Right, we just need to get this plastic trim out of the way, and then I'm going to show you how this has gone from being a possible repair to now being definitely the worst one I've done. Let's show the people at home. This should not look like that. And I don't think, by looking at it, that that is a bolt-in piece. I wasn't ready for another chassis repair. Mentally, emotionally, financially.
I don't know what to say.
I just want to cry.
I really don't know what to say. I mean, that's what happens when you buy stuff like this, isn't it?
know, you'd have never, looking at that, you'd have never have guessed that, would you?
No.
Not in a million.
Come on, man, it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. You keep telling me that. It's not the end of the world. Why don't we just leave it? Let's just leave it.
What, do you want to sell it back to Copra?
Yeah, let's chuck it back in the auctions. Oh. That's how it's supposed to look. It has got a slight bow to it. It goes round like that, but this one, yeah.
Bowl selector.
Folded, bent, and very bad. My day's gone from okay to a lot worse. I'm just gonna go and cry a bit. Let me just remind myself why I like this car for a second. I think I need it.
And this is the issue, when you buy cars from salvage auctions, you don't really get the chance to have a proper look around them, which means that you'd never really know what you're getting into. And this is a prime example of that, because this damage now is so much worse than what I'd anticipated and budgeted for. It may mean that I can't even repair this car at all. But I guess there's no point sitting and sulking about it, so all we can do is try and push forward.
Okay, plan of action.
What?
We've got one of the radiator supports blocking the steering wheel from turning. That's going to cause us an issue. There's no point getting too hung up on the damage which is there. Nothing I can do about it now. I can't exactly send the car back. This is how it is when you buy a car from auction. It's always a gamble. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it don't. But we're not necessarily about making profit on the cars, we're about making good videos, so... What?
Can I use the grinder?
It's not a good sign. So hopefully we can still make something epic out of this car.
So I needed to do a bit more work on this radiator support bracket, and in order to do that it was already broken, so we may as well cut it, and that'll make it much easier to bend it forward and give us full steering from left to right.
Right, now the next day, and I went to bed last night feeling, well, a little bit sorry for myself. I didn't realise the condition of this car, and I did never expect that there wouldn't be one panel on it which isn't damaged, and on top of that having the structural damage. You'd never have thought from the damage on that front end that there'd be something in that, you know, the structure of the car which is going to have took a hit, because it didn't look, at least there, too bad anyway. There's one key factor which could make a huge part in whether I can actually continue with this project or not. And that is the engine, because this car is going to be expensive no matter what, but that engine is the most expensive part of it. It's a 4-litre twin-turbo V8 with a dry sump, so I don't even dare look at how expensive these are. We just need to find out whether it's going to work. And in order to find out that crucial piece of information, there's 2 or 3 things we need to do. Firstly is to bridge this broken oil cooler line which is here, which explains the massive oil leak on the floor. Secondly is to get some power in the car, so we may as well just change the battery because, well, it's been sat for a long time. And then we've got to find the pyro fuse, because we can only presume, because the airbags have gone, that the pyro fuse will have blown, meaning that if it has and it's not been tampered with and played with after the crash, that hopefully that has saved the engine. Then finally, if all of that goes to plan, we've got to put some fresh oil in it and try and start this thing. Now, Copart did list this car as a non-runner, which means that they couldn't get it started. And the reason why I'm so concerned about this engine is because the car was actually crashed, from what I can make out, back in 2022. So that's like a long time ago now. So is there a reason why no one else has repaired this car before? And is that reason the fact that there's so much damage all over this car? Or is it the fact that its engine may not be any good? Because that battery isn't the right one for the car, and I've had to give it a little bit of a boost with the jumper pack. But so that does mean we have ignition. But now what we need to do is have a look at the fault codes on the car and see which one of those are active and which ones are just stored, and see what we can clear, which might prevent us from starting the car. So I can take my OBD11 device, pop it into the OBD2 port, then we can fire up the OBD11 app. OBD11 is then automatically going to detect which vehicle we're working on and start scanning the car for fault codes. And we can see that it's detected it is a Mercedes, which is good, and it is also showing that the battery voltage is very low, so we really need to get a charger on that to try and boost that battery voltage so we can actually get this started. But OBD11 can do so much more than that. This is Ethan's G81 M3, brand new out the showroom. Very nice, mate.
Yeah, thanks.
And we're going to see what we can turn on it. And here is a list of everything which we can turn on Ethan's car. What we've got here is we've got 4 options on the noises the car makes. Ethan, take your pick. Can that make it sound like a Mini? Definitely not. Or we could change the interior noises to Rolls Royce. Ooh. Should we do that?
Yeah, let's get the roller on.
So OBD11's going to make a backup and then flash on the new software, so the interior sounds a little more luxury. Sound signal set, turn signals, telephone ringtone and warning chimes. Can you make it do a warning chime? Ooh. Did you hear that? There you go. Oh, that sounds like a tune. Much more interesting than the PTSD BMW tone. By the way, don't ask about the glasses, I'm doing my Ozzy Osbourne impression. Sharon! So now we've turned Ethan's car into a Rolls Royce. You can do loads of stuff with your car. BMWs from F Series to I Series, and all Van Group cars have loads of options you can turn on like that. And they've got basic diagnostics for any car fitted with an OBD2 port. So to grab yourself an OBD11 device, use the discount code SLIX and the link in the description to save yourself some money and take control of the coding and diagnostics on your car. Let's get back to it.
So now with the battery temporarily replaced, it's now time to look at the oil cooler situation.
And that's the bit which is broken off. The line screws into here, and then the oil cooler would be here, which is now not here. Now luckily I'm a man with plenty of pipe, so we've got the old X3 oil cooler lines here, and I can just salvage the rubber section like that. And now we can put those, hopefully it's long enough, in between the two bits, and that should work. So now I've got some of the cheapest oil money can buy. I'm not going to bother draining it because the oil coolers are pretty low points on this car, so it's probably mostly drained out that way anyway, so everything be putting in it should be pretty new. And to make sure the car doesn't start when we go to start it, because I want to crank it for some oil pressure first, I can disconnect these very thoughtfully placed spark plugs, coil pack plugs, that's what they are, not spark plugs. Okay, I think we've done everything we need to do by now. We've bridged the oil cooler, put some oil in it, we've got a battery which should be enough to get it going, and I'm jumping the pyro fuse just with a jump lead, but this battery isn't going to have enough juice to start it, so we've got the juicy boy. We've got a juicy boy to help us out. I mean, now we've got to do is see if it'll crank. Here we go. The rest of this car is bad, but if this engine is blown, that is, I think I'm just going to have to scrap it.
Kaput.
It really is. Like, I could not afford to replace that. Okay, here we go. So, key into our little ignition slot in the armrest.
Ooh, she's beeping.
She's doing something. It says we've got just under half a tank, so that should be enough to start it. The coil packs are disconnected. Do I crank it in Sport Plus? No. No, don't put it in Sport Plus.
No, what happened last time?
Oh no. I told you.
Okay, here we go.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh my god, it's cranking. It's gonna fire. Oh my god.
What did I do there? I turned the key and pressed that, didn't I?
Did you?
Yeah, so when I turn the key, nothing. And then when I press the button, nothing. But if I turn the key, oh, nothing.
Foot on the brake?
My foot is on the brake.
Maybe it's like a delayed start time. Hold it down.
Nothing.
I can turn it off. How confident are you about
to crank it again, to be honest.
Do you?
A bit more oil everywhere. I've not even pressed anything that time.
That'll be enough.
But at least it turns over, that's a good sign. Let's check for leaks first. Top up the oil if it needs it. Plug the coil packs in. And then we're going to try start this baby.
What's over there?
Over where?
You keep looking over there for some reason.
I don't know, I'm nervous. The oil cooler is holding, which is good. Let's check oil level. See where this is at. I'm so impressed this has got a dipstick, you know. Yeah. It's on max still.
It's on max?
Yeah, it's on max.
Perfect.
Coil packs. One. I don't know if I dare do it.
Why?
I'm just
it's only going to start, isn't it? Battery pack is on.
Right, you ready?
I'm ready. Oh my god, it starts!
Yeah! Sounds alright!
Sounds alright.
Sounds good.
Sounds naughty.
Good. Not bad. Oh yes. I can't turn it off. Oh. The amount of relief going through my system right now is...
She starts?
Is nuts.
I reckon we should just put bumper on it and that's it.
I hope you're excited about the new project. I'm going to need all of you to subscribe because this is going to be expensive. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and I'll catch you next time.